Hey my friends, welcome back to a new video. Today we'll be talking about the upcoming new moon coming up in the zodiac sign of Leo on August 16. And it's very interesting as we are in this season of a Leo. We had a Leo or Lionsgate portal, and the Leo's energy is really strong this month, and as the new moon offers a fresh start and usually opportunities to flourish and transform, the celestial event ignites the inner fire to recognize in what kind of direction we want to move from now on. So this is changing everything, as we know, because we are becoming more aware of our true authentic selves. The Leo's energy is bringing us a very creative force that helps us to increase our confidence, helps us to increase our creativity, our leadership, our generosity, our passion, our determination, charisma, loyalty, optimism, and so on. So this is really incredible time when it comes to personal transformation, soul transformation, and embodiment of who we truly want to be, as it's a great time to embrace your uniqueness, for in your authenticity lies your true power, and I know that you already know that. So firstly, I want to encourage you to set intentions that reflect your heart's true desires and dreams. And let your passions, whatever you're passionate about, be your guiding star, be your, guiding force that light up the path ahead of you. Why is it important? Well, when we're passionate about something, we'll find all kinds of possible way to make it happen. Passion is this guiding force, this inner fire, the heart's fire that is encouraging us to keep up. Some say passion is bad, some say passion is suffering, as it is one of the translations of passion. But what it basically means, it means that sometimes what you're passionate about, you will also go through suffering in order to make it happen. But that suffering is not necessarily bad, but it is necessary for you to overcome your limiting beliefs, your false stories, your lower emotions of fear, frustration, anxiety, and so on. And that's why passion is often associated with suffering, but only for experiencing the transformation that can help you to flourish in your life. So this is truly your time to shine, my friend, to embrace your creativity and to express yourself with incredible courage as you hold within capacity for it. I want to give you 5 things to focus on during the time of the new moon. We are still in that phase of Lionsgate portal, so Leo's energy is really strong. That's why I said this is changing everything, as we know, because we don't want to live our lives the same as we did before. We want to make changes, and we want to embody the change that we truly feel we need to become. Like, especially when it comes to our authenticity, because what is authenticity? There's a lot of talk about authenticity right now, but what it truly means? It means that you firstly grow into the confidence of your inner strength. You recognize that you don't need to fake yourself to be accepted or to be liked, but rather to embrace what makes you unique, what makes you special, and to recognize what is the shadow aspect of yourself that is kind of controlling your behaviors. As Carl Jung said, the greatest and most important problems of life are all, in certain sense, insoluble. They can never be solved, but only outgrown. Which means that when we recognize something as a problem, as a challenge, we don't just try to solve it, we learn from it and outgrow it with embodiment of the lessons that we've learned there, right? That's why it encourages us to change everything that feels necessary to be changed. We start working on those changes. And I want to encourage you, when it comes to authenticity, to really pay attention to your flaws. Because you may think my flaws are bad. You may think that because of these behaviors, I'm not so good as somebody else, because you're comparing yourself with others. But you know that you've been born here with a reason, with a purpose. So you would acknowledge your uniqueness. So you would acknowledge what makes you special, and you would start working on it. And more you focus on yourself, less you will be focusing on others. So it is, in a sense, an encouragement to be a little bit more selfish. Not in a negative way, but in a necessary way. So you start focusing more on what you can develop within yourself, right? Take a moment and reflect on what makes you special and unique. And identify areas where you may have held back, or you were not been able to express your truth. Which doesn't mean that you should, constantly be expressing your truth, which is something to aim towards. But just to recognize what is holding you back from not expressing it. Just recognize, is it a fear? Is it like a certain worry that you will be judged, that people will be laughing at you? And then reflect on those sensations a little bit. What those emotions are telling you. Maybe you've been laughed at in the past and you don't want to be exposed to it anymore. But emotional maturity is to be able to reflect on those emotions and look at them from a wiser perspective. Like people who are not well acknowledged of their talents are laughing on those who are actually embracing their talents just because they want to do the same, but they are too afraid. So be aware that this journey is yours. This is your time to become who you came here to be. And consistency then is what transforms average into excellence. So this is your time to really embody consistency when it comes to your self-evolution. I know it's not easy process. It's not an easy process. But that's why I'm coming here every single day reminding you of those important steps. And it's not a coincidence that this whole month of August is so deeply charged with the Leo's energy. It's a reason behind it, because it's your wake-up call to open up to your true power. The second reminder I want to give you is to set heartfelt intentions. And this is something that is much different than just regular intentions that we're often talking about. Heartfelt intentions are those who are way beyond our manipulated mind that was kind of manipulated by our environment, by the society. Inside of our hearts, we have seeds, from the soul, from the spirit realm. And only heartfelt intentions are the ones that will really fulfill our life. So write down your heartfelt desires and dreams, When you close your eyes and you ask yourself, what would bring me the highest possible fulfillment? Don't limit yourself, like I can't do it. If it's related to finances and material things, it's completely okay. You should live a life of adventure. You should feel free as much as possible. And if you need money for that, we all need money for that. So don't feel bad about it. If you need a certain material thing for that, don't feel bad about it. We've been brainwashed about so many things. When your heart says what you need, what are your dreams, go all in, my friend. Reflect on what brings you joy, what awakens passion, what awakens excitement. Write those things down and ask yourself, well, how can I start working on it? And I know we are talking often about it, but I know people who know all of that, but they are not doing anything about it. So I just want to encourage you. This is the time to change everything that you knew about possibilities, because you have to make impossible possible, right? You're thinking about so many things that you want that are impossible only because you believe that it's impossible, until you look a bit deeper into it. You study the options, you write down some goals, you break them down onto smaller goals, and you start with baby steps, and suddenly you turn impossible into possible. This is something that I want to encourage you to do, to be intentional. And when it comes to any kind of your personal growth, your growth in relationships, your creative projects, your self-expression, anything, reflect on it right now. This is really, really powerful time to study all those aspects of your life and be creative about opportunities and possibilities, because they are there for you. And be specific and heartfelt about that. So intentions are something that we just need to remind ourselves of, to whatever we do, let's have an intention for it before we start. It can change a lot. The third reminder is that a strong awareness of your inner child may be awakened within you, which is encouraging you for creative self-expression. And usually it's a time when we recognize what we were doing as little kids and we were really enjoying at that, but because of certain reasons and conditioning, we've stopped doing that. But ironically, at the same time, we've stopped experiencing joy for life, we've stopped having fun in life, and so on. So Leo is reminding you that in order to thrive, you have to have fun in life. And I don't mean that kind of a fun that you go out and get drunk and engage in certain drugs or whatever. I want to remind you of the real fun, the one that is connected with serving, that is connected with personal and spiritual growth, that is connected with your passion projects, doing something that is really important to you and is making you feel excited. Like, when I'm doing what I'm doing, I have a great fun at doing that. That's why I'm able to do it every single day. And I want to remind you, there is a way. I found a way for myself, and I know many people that found a way for themselves. And I want to tell you, there is a way for yourself as well. There is a way where you can make a living out of your creative expression. And creative self-expression is not just making art. It's not just, doing music or paintings. Any kind of a business that comes from your heart is a creative self-expression, because you're using your incredible capacity of creative thinking for solving the problems on the world. And when you find a great joy at doing that, you will notice that you actually can't stop doing that. And that's what life wants you to find, something you will almost not be able to stop doing it, because there's so much joy at it, there's so much purpose at it, so much passion at it, and you're making a change on the world that is necessary. Because if we want to raise the frequency here, we firstly need to raise the frequency in our own thinking, right? We have to think rich thoughts, we have to think possibilities, we have to think opportunities so we can make them possible, right? So whatever it is for you that you may recognize as a little kid, you were so passionate about it, or you had a dream that you will be doing that. Like when I was really little, I was drawing all the time, and I never thought that I will be doing something connected with drawing or now painting in my life. Because after that I went deeply into sports. I was all about extreme sports for such a long time, But at some time that dream started calling me once again. So I want to encourage you. There's a dream, there's an inner child within you, and this awareness around it is really, really strong right now. The Leo's energy is encouraging you to do something with it, because that's why you've come here in the first place. The fourth reminder is to relax and have more fun, my friend. The greatest ideas for my life find me when I'm having the most fun, doing something that I love and am completely present in the flow. That's when I get the most creative ideas for my work. So as you have been always there for others, now be here for yourself. Make a list of things you always wanted to do and start doing them one by one. And you might think, well, I don't have money for that. Well, start with those for which you maybe don't need much money. Maybe you just, need to set boundaries and say to certain people, hey, I don't have time right now, so you can go out for a run, right? Or maybe you just have to take time and read a book that you always wanted to read, but you kind of couldn't find time in your life. Just start making those tiny changes. You will notice that we all have the same amount of time, but the question is how we are managing it, right? So as much as you've been there for others, now be here for yourself. Be a little bit selfish in a positive way. You have to fill up your cup, right? So you will be able to give something to others, but the first focus should be here right now to be there for yourself. Be there for yourself right now. May it be a reminder for you. If you want to flourish, firstly you have to start nurturing the flower that grows within you so you can start blooming. The last reminder, the fifth one, is to take bold step. This is the time, maybe until now you felt like you're gathering knowledge, you're gathering information, and you already have written down some plans and some goals and some dreams, but you still have that sense of a fear, like what if it will not work out? What if it will not happen? And this is the time when you start truly trusting your skills, when you start trusting what you've learned, and you have to put that practice into work to see if it's real, to see what else you have to learn. And the greatest way of learning is through practice, right? So take bold steps. Identify an area in your life where you've been holding back due to fear or self-doubt, and just acknowledge yourself to take a small bold step towards overcoming that fear. It could be sharing maybe your creative work, or speaking up in a meeting, or trying something new that aligns with your passions. Just try it out, because you will see. A fear, sometimes I explain fear that way, like a bubble. And you can see that bubble, or a balloon, let's say a balloon. You see a balloon. And you may say, oh, that balloon, it's quite scary. But it's filled with air. It feels like it would be empty. That's fear. Fear is visible, it's felt, but it's empty. As soon as we do something that we've been afraid of, we recognize that fear was completely meaningless. It had no core, no essence. It was just something on the surface that was holding us back just so we would not do what we came here to do. And that is this dark force that is present on this planet, holding so many people in their boxes. But we have to recognize that even the box is an illusion. So we actually in tune with our inner passions, with our inner desires, inner dreams. And no matter the fear, no matter the anxiety, we do what we know that we have to do. With small baby steps, we start training ourselves to become more confident. Because confidence can only grow when we are willing to do the things we are not confident with. And eventually we will become confident at it. And that's how everything, as you know, will change, because you will become the change that you were always dreaming about. And this is a great opportunity to start working on this. I was so excited to make this video because the energy right now, it is really transformative. And we have many energy shifts. But what is the greatest thing about all of that is that our true authenticity is rising. The awareness around who we truly are is rising. And those who recognize it and do something about it are truly making huge impact in their lives and on this world. And that is something truly beautiful to see. So my friends, I hope you found something valuable today. I'm sending you all lots of love, blessings, and power. Stay beautiful, and thanks to everyone for supporting my art in our Etsy shop. I draw my passion. You're all truly appreciated. Till next time, one love.